Hello, friends. Stacy Anfinson here with your Dorify MLS market update for May of 2025. A little advance warning: the adults in the room may want to wait till 5 o'clock before they look at this. The first slide's not going to be what we call great news. So, got some scary headlines. I think it's important to go over these because a lot of us we've consumed the RTP Kool-Aid. We may think that things going on nationally don't impact us here, but they do. So the top five scary headlines that I see: federal grant cuts place significant financial hardship on our research institutions. That's a solid economic fact. It's still too early to tell what influence that will have on the housing market, but in theory it should have some type of headwinds. The Conference Board produces a Consumer Confidence Index and a Leading Economic Indicators Index. They had a sharp drop between May and April. NAR checks in with their pending home sale index down 6.3%, and they reported May the national single-family home sales were the lowest since 1995. NHAB, they compile a home builder index they add to the party. They report 37% of builders cut price. That's the highest since 2022. And then NAR wraps things up with their months of supply of housing at 4.6 months, which is the highest since July of 2016. But you know what? 4.6 months is a balanced market. So in theory, that's kind of what we want. All right, let's have a little recap of our top RTP employers. You may know this, you may not know this. Duke University and Duke Health are number one, state of North Carolina number two, Wake County Public School System number three, UNC is number five, it's four on the list, and then NC State at number eight. Well, those research grants are going to hit Duke and UNC and NC State. So in theory, housing needs a strong employment base, and anything that happens adverse to the employment base, in theory, should produce some headwinds for the housing market. So please keep that in mind. I'm going to switch things up this month a little bit. We're going to talk about May pending listings. It's a percentage of new listings, so it's a different percentage metric that I track this time. I take the number of pendings and I divide it by the number added to the market each month. The blue line is the 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and the red line is that percentage metric. You can see back in 2019 through 2021 during the boom times, way more houses were coming on a contract than were coming on the market. And as you see, as interest rates, they were low during that time, and as interest rates, the blue line increased, the red line decreased. So there was our alligator's mouth opening up. So inventory metrics. Yeah, if you're going to look down at the bottom right and see that May of 2025 end of month inventory compared to May of 2021 is up 381%. Wow, does that make a great headline? But if you go all the way back to the left, you can see that we are still down 40% from where we were in May of 2007. So once again, perspective, I love this slide because the national media is just going to use that plus 381 percentage or any whatever percentage you want to compare it to over the past 4 years. And they're going to use that. My favorite phrase is flood of new homes. So that seems to be the go-to phrase for them. Okay, so we got price drop listings, which is got to happen. It's not a negative. It really isn't. And it just gets portrayed as a negative in the press, but it isn't. Because look, if nobody dropped price, we'd have a stuck market. And that's no good. So this goes back to May of 2019. 38% there. You go to 2021, only 10% had it. Let's focus on the last three bars on the right. Current percentage is 47%. That's almost half of our inventory has had at least one price drop. The U.S. per Redfin says that 21% of month-end listings had at least one price drop. And then I just put in our new home listings in MLS. 35% as of today, which is June 25, had at least one price drop. And as we said before, the NAHB is reporting that 37% of national builders had reported price drop from original. All right, May sold listings. Hey, let's take some good news here. Up 5% compared to where we were last year. Obviously, we're not where we were in the peak in 2019 and the peak of 2007. But if you were to draw a straight line across that, we're actually not that far off from what you call a 14 or 15-year monthly May average. Months of housing supply. Once again, this is the backbone for pricing. We still have an undersupply of housing. May was the 12th straight month with an 12th straight May with an undersupply of housing. So it's really tough to have price headwinds when you still have an undersupply of housing, which is what we have. Days on market, once again, just really, really down, but look at it's trending upward. So there's oh my gosh, we went from 16 days to 42 days. The world's going to end. But if you go back to 2016 and prior, we weren't even close to 42 days as a days on market. So if you look at the historical perspective going back to 2007, 42 days is just a really, really strong number. Overall average and resale close prices, once again, if you look at the two bars going from 2024 to 2025, we've seen some price stabilization, but just once again to show how far things have come since 2019. If you look at the bar on the right, which is the average resale sales price, it's about 557.9, and it was 320. Yeah, that's tough. When I look at that, I'm going, wow, it really was 320 back then. That's an increase of 74%, and that translates into home equity, which once again is the great argument for homeownership within this country. Getting things towards the finish line here. Monthly PI payment, if you go from February of this year to May of this year, we were at $33.30 in February, up to $35.85 in May. We're still below the peaks, though. If you go back to the left side of this, you can see where we were during the first and second quarter of last year. We were well above $3,500 in terms of that monthly PI payment. All right, let's wrap things up. Thanks for your patience and listening to me. Number one, macroeconomic forces will influence residential market. Don't stick your head in the sand. It's going to happen. Be very aware of that. Number two, percentage of resale price dropping sellers is above the national average. I don't view that as a negative. Number three, May 2025 pending listings were the third straight with an increase from the prior May. I take that as a positive. Number four, house price metrics are still increasing, but the monthly PI is trending upward over the past 4 months. When going back to, I didn't talk about our buyers in discerning list price in 10-day increments this month, but they're still doing it. They do discount each bracket as DOM increases. The good news is that 45% of resale sales within the last 90 days sell within 10 days. I find that absolutely phenomenal. So here's what we've got. If you like this, please hit the like button. You can get TAR Report subscription information at www.tarreport.com. And these services I provide, once again, I keep forgetting to do a pitch for myself here. Number one is appraisals, mortgage, relo, attorneys, sellers and buyers, TAR Report subscription, and consulting. So that is a lot. Once again, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.